to 9, and the fireworks are scheduled to go at 9:03 or 9:15.
9 o'clock at Mandalay Bay, and then 9:15 at Stratosphere. So the first initial where we're going to be at
Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay. Yeah.
Okay. On our way to Mandalay Bay. For a lot of illegal Fireworks, people are sure popping them everywhere.
They'll be all night.
You think so?
Yeah.
Nothing like organized chaos.
Oh yeah.
In my head, we did a whole bunch of days of rehearsals.
Right. But when it comes down to the
Well, the truth is we never did rehearsals.
I had this crazy epiphany idea that if we moved the shoot day to July 4th, we would have the helicopters flying around the strip with all of the July 4th celebration fireworks popping off on all the casino rooftops. It was going to be epic.
We're gonna find a spot, we're gonna sit there, we're gonna wait for those fireworks to go off.
I thought, what a better way to spend 4th of July than up over the strip and seeing the fireworks show that's famous around the world up close and personal.
How cool would it be to have fireworks blasting off in the windows while we're shooting the show?
You know, this really is a long-time dream of Dean's, and he's visioning it tonight.
This is it. I'm going to talk. Alex, we're just waiting for this firework thing to keep moving.
So we were very prepared. We had another helicopter following us, filming outside shots of us hovering around. And when we got up there, we waited and we waited and we waited.
Mandalay Bay fireworks were supposed to go off at 9:15 or 9 o'clock, and we sat there the whole time. They never went off. So we missed the shot that we were looking for.
July 4th was a disaster. No fireworks, both helicopters in a holding pattern, hovering for 20 minutes, waiting for something to happen.
It was probably the biggest epic fail of all time, the producers might say.
I'm Dean Marecki, and I own Skyline Helicopter Tours in Las Vegas.
My name is Jeff Cools, and I've been involved in television production for the better of 20 years.
I'm Anthony Cools, and I'm an executive producer on Skyline Trivia. I also did the lighting design, the lighting programming, the set design. I did the kabuki, I hosted the party, and I did water handing out when it was hot, and I looked good on set too. I was like the hot guy on set, just saying.
I was frustrated and sad that we totally lost the fireworks at the beginning, the first shoot. And both Dean and Anthony were still optimistic. They're like, we're gonna get this, it's gonna be great. But this idea was in my head that the fireworks would be popping off as the helicopters are going around the Las Vegas Strip. I was like, this is just, you know, people are gonna look at this and like, how much money did you spend? Because this is just gonna be crazy. It's gonna look so awesome.
In my opinion, it didn't matter. Because you know what? The sound idea of the show is amazing. You're flying down a helicopter, doing a game show. The fireworks were just an added bonus.
Wow.
Very nice.
4 years ago, I had an idea of a game show in the air with the helicopters.
Essentially, there were going to be 3 main players with this game show that we came up with. Myself, I was going to handle all of the production, the cameras, and the sound. Anthony was going to create the look and the lighting with the truss in the hangar, and Dean was going to facilitate everything to do with the helicopter.
Jeff said, hey, look, I've got this boom, I've got this camera system, I've got this and that. And I said, hey, look, I've got these helicopters. That's why we all fit together so good.
I don't think the world has ever seen a helicopter game show, per se. And the idea was extremely exciting at the very beginning, but then you realize every step along the way what you're being asked to do. And I jokingly talked to Dean saying, you know, yeah, you want me to make a game show in a blender, and then you want me to huck the blender 100 miles an hour in the air and make sure that everything is in 4K sharpness, everything sounds great, and everyone's having a great time. Easy.
So the next exciting part was to get Jeff into the hangar and to show him the helicopters, get him, you know, to see exactly what he's getting himself involved in.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
All right, let's see what we have to deal with. Which one are we going to turn into the game helicopter, and which one are we going to turn into the chase chopper?
Game.
Game, okay. I've never been asked to shoot a game show in a helicopter, so it's a really tall order. I'm going to try and step up to the task. So, in our first email, I thought originally we'll put the host. We'll sit in the front seat. You'll be piloting, obviously, and then we'll put our players in the back seat.
And I brought with me some cameras, some equipment, so we can get an idea of where we're going to mount cameras and how the game was going to play.
Can we mount? Can we attach?
Yeah, we can put a clamp.
We can put a clamp on that? Okay.
Yeah, we just can't screw anything or make anything permanent.
Okay.
We can clamp.
When Dean showed me the inside of the helicopter, he then set one rule in stone. That was, you cannot bolt anything into the helicopter.
Suction cups and clamps, that's it. And I was like, yes, that's it.
And then in this chopper, we'll have another camera shooting out. That's 9, 10. And then in the game, we're gonna have a jib.
The longest thing to overcome in the show is the technical aspect of finding out what camera to use, where to mount that camera, and how to avoid the vibration and how to avoid the stabilization problems. It was very challenging, and it was continuously changing. I don't know how many countless hours Jeff and Dean spent in that hangar sweating in 110 degrees to get that helicopter looking the way it worked.
On about the 6th test of cameras for inside the helicopter, we had already gone through the DJI Osmo, the GoPro. We did some other little mounts and shock mounts and stuff like that. Anyway, I came across a video just on YouTube and the Sony Action Cam.
So we went with some Sonys, and those actually ended up being great cameras. It took probably 6 or 7 different tests with all different types of cameras before we hit the Sony, but that was our final product.
At one time, I think we had 11 cameras on the helicopter, in the helicopter, under the helicopter, behind the helicopter, and shooting the helicopter.
We also had to have a buzzer system, so that they could buzz in for the correct answer. You have to actually build it, and that's when Anthony stepped up and built us a great buzzer system. So we had that all installed. Everything was on battery packs. All the lighting, everything in the helicopter was self-contained, so it worked out really excellent. I didn't have to take any power from the helicopter whatsoever.
And I'm very savvy when it comes to the technical end of things. I love it. I'm just as comfortable on that side of the camera as I am on this side of the camera. It's not every day you have to build something like this. This is the brains that actually decide whose button got hit first. So I built it for the Skyline Trivia decision making on the 27th of the month for 2018, so that's called the STDM 272018. And I did all the lighting myself, I programmed it myself, and I actually had a blast doing it.
2, 1, go.
Totally cheated.
3, 2.
3.
All right, she works like a charm.
It works good.
The game show is going to be shot in Las Vegas, out of the North Las Vegas airport.
So after I invited Jeff to see the helicopter and go through everything with the helicopter, I wanted him to see the hangar. So I took Anthony and Jeff down to the hangar. Anthony has a hangar of his own, so he was kind of aware of what I had, but he hadn't seen it yet. So I took them both in there, and they were like, great, it's hotter than hell.
And I'll talk to Anthony about getting the same, the Skyline logo kind of idea. Cut it in vinyl, put that on. So that'll take the outside. We're flying at night, so I was gonna say we'd have to tint the windows if we're gonna do something during the day, but if it's at night, we're okay. Can we do any kind of lighting outside of the chopper?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's easy. In the meantime, Dean is going to clear out his hangar, and we're going to build the set. Anthony's got some set pieces that he has that have been collecting dust, so we're going to repurpose these things, we're going to repaint them.
I said to Dean, I says, we could convert this into a set, and a little bit of imagination, a little bit of elbow work, a little bit of fresh coat of paint, we could make something pretty cool out of it. He saw it in his head too. So it's nice having the tools right there that we needed. We didn't have to go rent much, and we got that set erected. I think in 2 days we had that thing set up, and then of course quite a bit of time to light it after that.
My staff and myself, we built a gravity board that worked real well for the game. We built all the staging, the lighting, all that was put together with Jeff, Anthony, and myself, and we just pounded it all out, all of us. It was great.
So the gravity board concept, it was morphed into what it became over 2 months of staring at it and looking at it and how can we improve it, how can we make it better.
So the gravity game board was designed with Paul and Dean, and then I had a small little input as far as, lighting and stuff like that would go through. But I think it turns out great. Having the contestant drop a ball, million different outcomes or paths that the ball could travel. So Dean and I, in designing the stage, we also were going back to the helicopter to constantly design what was being seen inside the helicopter. So a small sign was made to fit on the air conditioning intake between the contestants that was a Skyline Trivia. LED lighting was inserted up along the roof line and along the intake in the back seat.
And then, Jeff, you are correct. You're right. Or Jeff, you're wrong. Red. So it's more buttons and stuff for her to do, but in theory, we could light up that side.
We are testing for the 6th time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras. 8 of them.
And where are they?
They are everywhere. Under the helicopter, on top, in the middle, in the front, on the sides.
So we're running action cam there. Action cams here, 4K. One for our host. Host wide shot down there through the ring light. Monitors and sound. We're also testing new headsets. And in the back, we're going to test some LED lighting.
I didn't see that this is going to be a problem at all. I mean, the technology's out there. We got the technology, they called it the Osmo cams, and we put it in there, and we were expecting perfection off the very first flight. Well, that was the furthest thing from the truth.
Whistle is my side or your side?
Mine.
Here's another piece.
Okay. Because like this one back here on Anthony looks fine.
Okay.
Last second now, this is view 01, mile and a half south of KVTT, Rancho Strip toward 3000 Oscar.
Vibrates way more.
Okay.
Yep, than this one.
Then let's pull it off. Here.
How does this?
It's just a thread right here.
Okay.
Take the camera off, and then we'll thread the other piece off.
Can you make just one mount to put both cameras on one mount?
No.
No?
I mean, we could. The short answer is yes, but the long answer is that I need to have independence.
Does the red light mean it's recording?
You can be replaced.
So what about the test? Successful?
Yeah, the test was quite successful. We're going to review the footage right now on this monitor inside the office. We're still dealing with a lot of wind and a lot of heat, and it was the brightest part of the day, the ugliest part of the day as far as lighting goes. Very drastic, hard shadow straight down. So if we're happy with this, it's only going to get better.
We're ready.
What is this? 6 for 10?
Put it in the big sprocket and go.
I think it's only 4.
4?
Bellagio fountains on for you guys.
That's
How many times have you done that in a tour? Like 100 times?
Whenever they're on.
Yeah.
These two back cameras are looking pretty solid, man.
That's cool. I'm gonna go back into the shot that frames Dean out. Thank you.
We should start casting, start looking, figure out what we want to look at, because that's really, it's going to take a while, and it's super important. Because our host has to be able to also direct the game inside, because I won't be inside the game to direct them. So it's critical that we find an awesome host that I trust to control the game, be friendly, be smart, be pretty. You know, it's going to be a
tough one.
It's going to be a hard sell. Yeah.
When you have an open casting session in Las Vegas, you get to see a really interesting slice of people.
The new NHL hockey team for the city of Las Vegas are called Gamblers, Golden Nuggets, Golden Knights, Bright Stars.
Okay, I'm going to get you to try say those 4 answers.
Okay.
Just do a quick memorization of them right now.
Yep.
A lot of the people we had talked to were like, hey, I got a great guy for you. And we're like, no, we don't want a guy, we want a woman. About 5'7", 110, 120 pounds. And so that's what we looked for. And intelligent, beautiful. And we searched and searched and searched. 20, 30 women came through our door, and some of them were excellent, some of them were bad, some of them were good.
Probably went through 50 different ladies for the role of the host until we came across Heidi Webster.
So I heard about Skyline Trivia through my agent here in Las Vegas. They sent me to the audition, and it was only like 2 months earlier that I had asked her if she would submit me for host roles or MC roles. And I just kind of put it out there to the universe, and that was my first call. She said, go to this audition. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't even think I knew it was a game show.
Definitely a challenge to find Heidi. And then we got her in the helicopter, and all 3 of us just magnetically went right to her saying, this is the one we want.
We picked the greatest. She was one of the last as well.
I wanted only to get to the callback so I could have a chance to ride in a helicopter.
Now it was time to see whether she could handle the helicopter.
But when I got there, they wheeled the helicopter out. First time in a helicopter. And I had to get inside the helicopter. I'm wearing a nice dress, I'm wearing heels, and I had to gracefully scoot my way into the helicopter. So they showed me the game, and it's on a little screen that they made, and they showed me how to work it. I had to operate the game plus be on my first helicopter ride in the air. So there's a lot of distractions that I wanted to be able to look at the city and see everything around me, but I knew that I had to give it my best. I really wanted to do a good job and be a good host and focus on the game. So when the helicopter first took off, it was a little scary because I was sitting in the front seat, and that glass is like right in front of you. It's shaking and it goes straight up in the air, and it was like nothing I had experienced before. So of course I'm trying as fast as I can to get my jitters out of the way, knowing that Jeff, who's sitting behind me, is going to tell me at any moment, okay, start the game. So I'm looking around, I'm feeling excited, and then once the game starts, I tried my best to focus. But there are moments when the helicopter shakes or it drops, and you all of a sudden remember where you are and that you're floating high above the ground, and you have to just keep your cool. I was excited, I was having fun, and the guys were very nice and guiding me how to play the game. And I have a feeling this could draw people to this game, knowing I get to do a really great ride high above an amazing city they may not have seen before, and focus on the trivia questions, which is really hard to do.
If you've ever been in a Robinson 44 helicopter, you know that the top rotor is just one large blade, and it spins, I'm not sure how fast, maybe 300 revolutions a minute. It has this slapping effect that shakes the entire aircraft. So any camera with a rolling shutter, the images are just unusable, just blurry and shaken, and then the entire picture would just self-destruct on the side. With the epic fail of July 4th behind us, it was now time to look to the future and figure out what we were going to do for our next shoot day. We decided on July 11th.
This time we filed special permits to go directly down the center of the strip.
In the one helicopter, our picture helicopter is the black Robinson 44. And with Dean as a pilot, Heidi in the front seat calling out the game and throwing to commercials, and our two contestants, Tony and Morgan.
So our first two contestants for our pilot are Tony and Morgan. They were incredible. They had a great time, but they did tell me before we went up in the helicopter that it was their first time in a helicopter too. So I understood exactly how they felt, having it been my first ride just a week before. And they really did a really good job with the trivia and answering the questions, but I could tell that the ride was a little scary for them at moments. They stopped answering, they stopped looking, they were looking out. So I tried to give them some moments where they were able to look out and see the city and then come back and answer the questions. But after the ride was done, after we got back to the hangar, they said they had a great time.
We had two helicopters, so it was helicopter to helicopter filming, and it was fantastic. We were 300 feet above the ground.
They loved it. They loved being in the helicopter. They really did a good job with the trivia game, and it gave me the confidence and the hope to know that there's going to be people all over the world who are going to want to play this game. It's fun. It gives you an opportunity to see a beautiful city, but also test your skills. People love trivia, so I think it'll be good for the future. But Tony and Morgan did a great job. They were great sports about it. Even during the heat, when we filmed in the hangar, they were very great. They did have heat stroke like me, but.
They are fantastic. They are animated and incredibly smart. It was thrilling to watch them go head to head with the trivia questions. I was in our chase helicopter with Alex, the other pilot, and you can imagine two helicopters, probably 100 feet apart, going right down the middle of the Las Vegas Strip.
We flew very closely up to the Paris, where they have the Eiffel Tower, right up to the edge, and there was some shaking happening, and both of my contestants looked out the window. They were both scared. I could see that in that moment, they couldn't hear my questions. Bucket list type stuff, like flying down right over the Bellagio fountains and seeing them that close is something that doesn't happen very often. So we wanted to take in that moment and really have excitement about that, but no, we were trying to do our best to film the game. We've got the game chopper, we have the other helicopter filming us riding along, so we have a time limit. We gotta get the questions done, and at the same time, trying to enjoy this moment that's probably never gonna happen to us again.
So it was very nice, bright. It was better than July 4th would have been.
So it was a very, very exciting. I think anybody who comes to play the game is going to feel that excitement of trying to balance like this amazing tour, this wonderful experience, life experience, and also do their best at answering the trivia questions. So it was amazing. Flying down the middle of the strip was, it blew my mind.
So we've completed the trivia portion in the air, and now everybody's moved into the hangar.
And the producers have built a set there. This is where we push the helicopter back in. There's the gravity game board. There's the logo of Skyline Trivia.
We had such a small crew that we could handle them and get things done a lot faster.
During the show, I had Paul and Louisa operating cameras and literally running around filling every role that they could possibly do.
The hangar in July is very nice. It's beautiful in there. It's about 150 degrees.
Well, comes time to shoot the show, and all of a sudden the computer just starts crapping out. All of my work, 2 months of rehearsals, 2 months of programming, everything was just shutting off, and I can't figure it out. I'm thinking to myself, it's the heat. The computer is just powering itself off.
You know, we'd be in the middle of a shoot and suddenly the entire studio would just shut off. And I think it was just, things were just getting hot. Not only were we all getting hot, but the equipment was getting hot.
And I'm getting very frustrated at this point in time because it's my fault that the shooting is coming to a halt. And I'm feeling stupid. It should be my fault. And then one time I'm sitting back there and the computer crapped out, and the fan that I put behind it, it goes, I'm like, whoa. Dean goes, dude, the fan. I'm like, I heard it this time. The fan shut itself off at the same time the computer went. It's not a computer problem. it's a power problem. As things were being added every day to the hangar, more power was being consumed. And I was like, oh man, we are right on the cusp of being too much for the 3 circuits of power that we ran this entire show on. So a little bit of rerouting, a couple of extension cords later on. I felt so much better when it was working. You know what would be great is if we used a hazer. Just a fine, fine mist of haze in the entire hangar, and that way you could see the beams of light and they could probably cut through Jeff's overwhelmingly bright lights. And everybody said, yeah, that's a great idea. So I went out and I bought a hazer, and we didn't test it. We just ran right with it after the immediate get-go. And the day came for shooting, and everybody was in there sweating, and the lights looked fantastic, and we did the whole show. And the next day, Jeff says, yeah, that haze, it threw every camera out of focus, and it is unusable footage. I'm like, oh.
Jeff called me on the way over. He goes, I can't use any of this. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And he wasn't. He said the hazer looked like a disco show.
Their idea was to make it look unique with a hazer, and all of that haze came into the hangar and looked like the hangar was on fire. So that was the first day.
My job was to do all the coolness factor. And the problem is, the coolness factor and lighting a studio properly don't jive. They're continuously butting heads. So I was continuously butting Jeff's head. He wanted to light it up brighter. I'm like, well, then you're just washing out everything that I'm doing. So it was a bit of a challenge. We did find a happy medium, obviously, because the show turned out fantastic. But Jeff chose the color green and for the winner, and Jeff chose the color red for the loser, and Jeff chose the schematic of the blue and the white for the whole set. And it worked. It turned out really, really well. But I had a blast doing it. It was fun.
So a couple days later, when we came back to shoot, Anthony wasn't going to be there. So I had to learn the lighting system. Anthony taught me the lighting system, and from that point on, I am now the lighting guy.
The beginning of the show, it was set up so that the helicopter would be in front of Dean's hangar. It's lit, there's a red carpet, we meet our host, we meet our contestants.
And we wanted to have some pyrotechnics at the beginning and the opening to say, hey, we're in Las Vegas, we dream big with Skyline Trivia, people's dreams can come true, you can be high above the city, you can win big prizes. So they thought, we'll do our own fountain fireworks as the opening of the show begins. So they set up some fountain fireworks, and they hit action. Those fireworks just made a giant smoke parade right in front of my face.
Yep. It's time. Time to... I'm sorry. One more time. Okay. It's time. Time to take to the skies and be a part of the greatest game show off this planet.
Worth the try.
It was so smoky, I couldn't.
Cutting.
Now, our hangar sits about 100 feet from a drive-in theater. And once we set everything up, we realized, wow, The Incredibles are on. It's pretty loud back here. And I could see the frustration on Jeff's face.
So we're having to deal with helicopters flying overhead, airplanes taking off, a drive-in going by, and it's all being done while it's 105 degrees out.
It is very exciting to be a female host, and especially in this day and age, and predominantly since the 30s and 40s, there's been mostly male hosts. And you know, I think as time goes on, people are realizing that there's a role for females in the hosting industry. Kat Deely's been a really great influence in that with So You Think You Can Dance, and I feel honored and excited to be in this role and moving forward in this exciting game show, which is completely different. It's in the sky. We're talking about people who have big dreams, who dream big, who want to win big, who have big goals in life, and for me to represent something like that is so exciting. I'm very honored to be a part of it, and hopefully moving forward, there can be a place for more women in this industry. I think it's really important.
So the next obstacle for the show was obviously to find somebody, an agent, to put it in front of the right people so we could sell the show.
So what was the budget to launch this show? Well, I can tell you that it was probably less than the hair and makeup budget on most other shows. We did an amazing job. For a crew of 3, we nailed it out of the park.
We thought Travel Channel should be, what we were looking for, because we could go to city, and it's a traveling trivia game, basically.
The goal is for Skyline Trivia to be worldwide. There's so many beautiful cities out there: Tokyo, Sydney, New York, San Francisco, Seattle. The sky is the limit, basically, pun intended. And there's so many people all over the world that would love to play this game, so why not take it to every city out there and really highlight the beauty of each city at night?
As my guest, please enjoy Episode 1, Skyline Trivia, Las Vegas.
And got a little sneak peek for you. Hope you enjoy this.
And I welcome you to watch this pilot.
And this is my personal invitation to you to watch and please enjoy our very first episode of Skyline Trivia, Las Vegas edition. It's time. Time to take to the skies and be a part of the greatest game show off this planet. Do you dream of flying high and making it big? I'm Heidi Webster, and welcome to Skyline Trivia Las Vegas. Tonight, 2 lucky people will take off in this helicopter to be a part of our exciting trivia game show in the sky. Do they have what it takes? Let's meet our 2 participants. Tony Filacetta, 42 years old from Southern California. He now calls Las Vegas his home as a professional entertainer. Hi, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to Skyline Trivia. How do you feel?
I feel great, and I'm excited to play here.
Wonderful. Let's meet your opponent. Morgan Strelo, 28 years old from Emmett, Idaho. She is now a resident of Las Vegas and works as a professional sports agent. Morgan, meet Tony.
How you doing?
Hi there.
How do you feel?
I'm a little nervous. I've never been in a helicopter before, but Tony doesn't seem like tough competition, so I'm fine on that end.
Well, Morgan and Tony, welcome to Skyline Trivia. This is how it works. Soon we will take off in this helicopter and go for a scenic tour high above the Las Vegas Strip. During this time, you will be in a head-to-head competition answering multiple choice questions. The questions and the possible answers will be displayed on a monitor in front of you, and once I have completed asking the questions and the answers, then you can signal in. The first person to signal in will get a chance to answer the question. Points are accumulated and deducted as we play, so you want to be the one with the most points. Our winner will get a chance at some amazing prizes such as a weekend getaway, cash, electronics, even a brand new vehicle. So, does this sound like it's worth playing for?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Well, let's get on board and take off.
North Las Vegas Tower information, Kilo, time 1747 Zulu.
North Las Vegas Tower, helicopter views R2 on the transient with Kilo, like Rancho Strip door.
Helicopter view to departure from the transit ramp H owner shoes. Caution, wind is 010 at 5.
Let's play Skyline Trivia.
Yeah.
Here we go, let's get started. The Las Vegas Strip has how many miles worth of neon on it? 75 miles, 750 miles, 7,500 miles, 75,000 miles. Tony.
7,500 miles.
7,500 miles is incorrect. All of these faces are carved into Mount Rushmore except James Monroe, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, or George Washington. Tony.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln is incorrect. The correct answer is James Monroe. I knew that one. How many planets are in our solar system? 7, 8, 9, or 10? Morgan. 8. 8 is correct. Who is the Prime Minister of Canada? Justin Trudeau, Jose Cuervo, Tony Blair, or Margaret Thatcher? Morgan.
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau is correct. The headquarters for the United Nations is located in what city? Washington, D.C., London, Canada, New York City, Paris, France. Tony.
Paris, France.
Paris, France is incorrect.
Ah.
The correct answer is New York City. The current 50-star United States flag was designed as a school project by a 17-year-old. His name is David Kovacs, Bob Smith, Paul Gregory, or Robert Heft. Tony.
David Kovacs.
David Kovacs is incorrect.
Come on.
The correct answer is Robert Heft. How many squares are on a chessboard? 40, 60, 80, or 100? Morgan. 80. 80 is correct. Which U.S. president owned the largest whiskey distillery in the 18th century? John Hancock, James Madison, George Washington, or Andrew Jackson? Tony.
James Madison.
James Madison is wrong. I'm
Come
sorry.
on.
The correct answer is George Washington.
Let me out of this helicopter. I'm done.
Next question. Which actor has been nominated 12 times for an Oscar? Jack Nicholson, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, or Leonardo DiCaprio? Morgan.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio is wrong. Dang it. The correct answer is Jack Nicholson.
Dang it. Second answer.
Next question. Whose face is depicted on the $1,000 bill? Salmon P. Chase, Woodrow Wilson, James Madison, or Grover Cleveland? Morgan.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland is right. Which park is the most film location in the world? Luxembourg Gardens, Paris, Central Park, New York, Royal Botanic Gardens, Melbourne, or Griffith Park, Los Angeles? Morgan.
Central Park, New York.
Central Park, New York is right. Stratus, cirrus, and cumulus are types of what? Rocks, trees, clouds, or bacteria? Tony.
Clouds.
Clouds is correct.
I got one right.
Gotta have
Yes.
the easy one.
Holy moly. Look what
my
we're doing
goodness.
here. Wow.
They put the easy ones
Take
in
a
for
quick
you.
look. Look at this gorgeous strip.
Wow.
We are so close. This is actually
This is
amazing.
You can't get a tour like this.
wow.
In what sports does a jammer score a point for each opponent they skate past? Hockey, roller derby, speed skating, or figure skating? Tony.
Roller derby.
Roller derby is right.
Yes. The
Next
Thunderbirds.
question. In the board game Monopoly, how much does it cost to buy a utility? 50, 75, 100, or 150? Morgan.
75.
75 is incorrect. The correct answer is 150. The 30th Vice President Charles Gates Dawes was a music composer, and he played what instrument? Guitar, piano, violin, or flute? Morgan.
Violin.
Violin is incorrect. The correct answer is piano. Next question. Where is Fremont Street located?
Right over there.
Uptown, on the moon, downtown, or on the strip? Morgan.
Downtown.
Downtown is right. I know we can probably see it right past us. Next question. The office of the President of the United States was first established in 1789. Who was the 10th President of the United States? Abraham Lincoln, John Tyler, John Adams, or Martin Van Buren? Morgan.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln is incorrect. The correct answer is John Tyler. How long does it take for the planet Mars to go around the sun? 1 year, 2.2 years, 1.5 years, or 1.9 years? Tony.
How about 2.2 years?
2.2 years is incorrect. The correct answer is 1.9 years. Who did Jerry Lewis partner with to form a famous comedy duo that lasted 10 years? Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, or Joey Bishop? Tony.
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin is correct.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Hey there, Dean. Welcome aboard Skyline Trivia. Next question. Dendrophobia is the fear of what? Dry skin, the dentist, trees, or accents? Morgan.
The dentist.
The dentist is wrong. The correct answer is trees. The top rotor on this helicopter is how long? 25 feet, 33 feet, 40 feet, or 51 feet? Tony.
33 feet.
33 feet is correct.
Yes.
Next question. The Bill of Rights contain how many of the First Amendments to the United States Constitution? 8, 9, 10, or 11? Tony.
9.
9 is incorrect. The correct answer is 10. All of these planets have rings on them except for Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, or Saturn. Morgan.
Mars.
Mars is correct. Next question. How many lights are on top of the Fremont Experience? 10,000,
100,000, 1 million, or over 12 million? Tony?
1 million.
1 million is incorrect.
Oh.
The correct answer is over 12 million.
Oh, I just wanted to say 1 million.
Next question. What bird represents the state of Nevada? Cactus wren, mountain bluebird, pigeon, or falcon? Tony?
The falcon.
Falcon is incorrect.
I hate birds, but it's that one.
The correct answer is mountain bluebird.
It is?
Yes.
Not a pigeon? There's pigeons everywhere.
Next question. Which American president was known for greeting his guests at the White House wearing only a robe and slippers?
You have no.
Theodore Roosevelt, James Garfield, Thomas Jefferson, or William Taft? Morgan.
James Garfield.
James Garfield is incorrect.
Aww.
The right answer is Thomas Jefferson. Next question. Which actress played the character Annie Reed in the romantic comedy Sleepless in Seattle? Kim Basinger, Meg Ryan, Jennifer Aniston, or Sharon Stone? Morgan.
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan is right.
So good at this game.
Next question. Which president is represented on the $2 denomination of U.S. currency? Ulysses S. Grant, Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, or James Madison? Tony.
James Madison.
James Madison is incorrect.
Red is bad.
Correct answer is Thomas Jefferson.
I had it. Yeah, I had it.
Next question. How tall is the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino? 1,120 feet, 1,149 feet, 2,542 feet, or 1,100 feet? Morgan.
1,149 feet.
1,149 feet is correct. Are you playing along? We hope you are, and I have a question for you. In what year was Las Vegas recognized as a city? 1857, 1905, 1950, or 2000? I'll have that answer for you when we return. Welcome back. Before we left, I asked the question, in what year was Las Vegas recognized as a city? The correct answer is 1905. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Amazing.
Doing good. Are you ready to play some more trivia?
Yes, I am.
Here we go. Whew. Next question. What is the first casino on the Strip? The Red Rooster, Hotel California, the Sahara, or Binion? Tony.
The Red Rooster.
Red Rooster is right.
Yes.
Next question. In what year did women get the legal right to vote nationally in the United States? 1920, 1951, 1933, or 1909? Morgan.
1920.
1920 is correct.
I should get that one.
Inside the Circus, you will find the Adventure Dome. You can find all of the following attractions except for El Loco, Pirate's Booty, Canyon Blaster, or Sand Pirates. Tony.
Yar, it's a pirate's booty.
Pirate's Booty is right.
Yar, matey.
Next question. Construction continues on the Strip. A new casino is built where the Stardust used to be. What is the name of it? The Echelon, Resorts World, Caroline's Castle, or Dean's Dungeon? Morgan.
Resorts World.
Resorts World is right. Next question. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in January 1929. When did he die? May 1968, April 1968, June 1968, February 1965. Tony.
May 1968.
May 1968 is incorrect. The correct answer is April 1968.
Missed it by that much.
Trump Tower stands how high above the Strip? 600 feet, 610 feet, 620 feet, or 650 feet? Morgan.
650 feet.
650 feet is incorrect. The correct answer is 620 feet.
Aha.
Next question. A large pirate ship can be found in front of this casino. The Mirage, Hooters, the Wynn, or Treasure Island? Tony.
Yar, it's Treasure Island, matey.
Treasure Island is correct. Living that pirate life. Next question. The Mirage has a show based on the Beatles. Which Beatle wrote the song Let It Be? Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, George Harrison? Morgan.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney is correct. Who was the first person to perform a heart transplant? Christian Bernard, Ben Spock, Charles Drew, or Joseph Lister? Morgan.
Ben Spock.
Ben Spock is wrong. I'm sorry. The correct answer is Christian Bernard.
Dang it, that was going to be my first choice.
Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in what year? 1955, 1969, 1977, or 1986? Tony.
Dang it.
1986.
1986 is correct.
Thank you very much, Mama.
Stuntman and daredevil Robert Evel Knievel jumped the fountains at Caesars using what? A Harley Davidson, Triumph, a Ducati, or a Honda? Morgan.
Triumph.
Triumph is right. Next question. Famous heavyweight boxer Muhammad Ali was born in Louisville, Kentucky in 1942. Who did he beat for the heavyweight championship in 1964 and 1965? Sonny Liston, William Cody, Joe Frazier, or Leon Spinks? Tony.
Sonny Liston.
Sonny Liston is right. Next question. The Bellagio fountains use 22 million gallons of water and can shoot water up to how many feet? 400 feet, 440 feet, 460 feet, 480 feet. Morgan.
460 feet.
460 feet is right.
Right there. Look it.
Are they on?
They're going off
And
right now.
look over to your right, and you can see the fountains going off as we speak.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
I can't see over there.
It looks like a good 460
So that's how she got that.
I'm in the winner's chair.
She got that question right because she could see the fountain, so she measured it.
I'm in the winner's seat.
Okay, next question. The city center has its own police station, fire station, hospital, all of the above. Morgan.
Fire station.
Fire station is correct. And we are just past the city center.
Whew.
Next question. The new National Hockey League team for the city of Las Vegas is called the Gamblers, Golden Nuggets, Golden Knights, or the Bright Stars? Morgan.
The Golden Knights.
Golden Knights is right.
Sorry, I'm a hockey fan. That's my thing.
They had a really good year.
Yep.
Next question. What is the New York Big Apple coaster themed as? Taxi, subway, fire truck, or police car? Tony.
Taxi.
Taxi is right. Where can you feast like a king and queen where knights battle? The Excalibur, the Mirage, Treasure Island, Circus Circus? Tony.
The Excalibur.
Excalibur is right.
Yeah.
Who was the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Tina Turner, Janis Joplin, Aretha Franklin, or Joan Jett? Morgan.
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin is correct. How much does the Bronze Lion weigh outside of the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino? 350 pounds, 500 tons, 50 tons, or 50,000 tons? Tony.
I'd say 500 tons.
500 tons is incorrect.
Red
the correct
is wrong.
answer is 50 tons.
50 tons.
Next question. Anthony Cools is a headliner at the Paris Hotel and Casino. He is what? A hypnotist, female impersonator, magician, or singer? Morgan.
Hypnotist.
Hypnotist is correct. What first lady is known to carry a handgun for her protection and also nominated 3 times for the Nobel Peace Prize? Martha Washington, Eleanor Roosevelt, Michelle Obama, or Margaret Thatcher? Morgan.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt is correct. The Welcome to Las Vegas sign is 25 feet tall and has this phrase written on the back. It stays here. Hope to see you soon. Drive carefully, come back soon, or so long, sucker. Tony.
It says drive carefully, come back soon, but it should say so long, sucker.
That is correct, and that is also correct. Who is the sheriff of Clark County, Nevada? Rick Grimes, Rango, Larry Burns, Joseph Lombardo? Tony.
Joseph Lombardo.
Joseph Lombardo is correct. How long would it take one person to spend one night in every hotel room in Las Vegas? 288 years, 35 years, 269 years, or 10 years? Morgan and Tony at the same time.
Wow.
We have a tie
tie.
breaker.
How did that happen?
Morgan's light went on first. You go, Morgan. 269 years. 269 years is incorrect because we had a tie. I'm gonna let Tony try for this one.
288 years?
That is correct.
Ha ha!
Okay, next question. Who is known as Mr. Las Vegas? Mike Tyson, Elvis Presley, Wayne Newton, or Versace? Tony.
That would be Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton is correct. Great job, you guys.
Yeah.
When we come back, we will have landed and we will be at the hangar. I'll have the points scored and we will find out which one of you is our winner and is moving on. So, are you playing along at home? We hope so, because I have a trivia question for you. Which game show was the first to appear on television nationally? If you think you know the right answer, please email your answer to player@skylinetrivialv.com or use the hashtag SkylineTrivia on Twitter. We will be selecting a winner from all the correct entries received, and the winner will receive a $50 gift card and an awesome Polo Skyline t-shirt. So stay tuned for more Skyline Trivia right after the break.
Welcome back to Skyline Trivia. I'm Heidi Webster, and with me is Morgan and Tony. I have the points scored right here. You received a point for every correct answer, and we also deducted a point for every incorrect answer. Morgan, how do you think you did?
I think I won. I nailed all the science questions, and Tony got a lot of wrong answers, so I know I won.
Tony, how do you think you did?
Hey, I think I did great. I got a lot of right answers except for the ones I got wrong. But I did good. I think I won. I think I won.
Well, the person with the most points is Morgan.
I knew it.
Congratulations. Tony, you stay right here because your game might not be over yet. Morgan, here's what's gonna happen next. You're gonna get 2 game balls, which will drop down this gravity game board one at a time for a chance to win some amazing prizes. These range from a TV, electronics, cash, a weekend getaway, or how'd you like to get your hands on these? A brand new 2019 Chevy Camaro from our friends at Ed Bozart Chevrolet here in Las Vegas. I'm gonna have you go to the top of our gravity game board. Tony, there's a twist, because there's always a twist. 50% of life is what you know, and 50% is chance. You'll notice at the bottom of our gravity game board that there are 2 targets marked swap. If Morgan hits one of those targets on her first drop, you will take her place for the second drop at a chance to win some prizes. If Morgan wins a prize on her first drop, she can keep that prize, or she can take a chance for a second drop. But if she hits swap on the second drop, you will win the prize from the first drop. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
When we come back, we will move forward with our gravity game board and find out what's in store for Morgan. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Skyline Trivia. Morgan, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, drop.
Come on, swap. Come on, swap.
Car.
Right down the center. Swap.
No.
Come on,
Please.
come on.
Yes.
Yes! Morgan, you just won $2,000. Would you like to keep this prize or take a chance and drop a second ball?
I think I'm gonna risk it.
Okay, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, drop.
Come on, swap.
Car.
Right in the swap. Let's go. Right in the swap.
Oh my God, please.
And
Yes.
it's gonna go.
Morgan, congratulations. You just won the Camaro. Come on down. Here are the keys to your brand new 2019 Chevy Camaro. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too.
Are you kidding me? I just want a convertible.
Absolutely.
I'm Heidi Webster. Join us next time for more Skyline Trivia. If you are in the Las Vegas area and would like to be a player or just take a helicopter tour on Skyline Helicopter Tours, please email us at contact@skylinetrivialv.com or call us at 702-354-2709.